Colts fans, we have a massive position battle brewing that could define our defensive success this season. While everyone is locked into our star pass rusher, the spot directly opposite him remains wide open, and the competition is heating up faster than we expected. We're talking about a high-stakes duel between a promising young talent and a seasoned veteran who is hungry to make his mark in Indy. Who will ultimately win the starting job and dominate the trenches? You don't want to miss these details. Before we dive into the analysis, hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment below. The Indianapolis Colts are currently facing a pivotal defensive transition as training camp approaches in late July. While several spots across the unit remain open for competition, the most significant vacancy is at defensive end, specifically the position opposite third-year standout Laiatu Latu. Following the departures of Kwity Paye, Samson Ebukam, and Tyquan Lewis earlier this offseason, the organization is looking toward a new rotation to anchor the pass rush. The primary candidates vying for this starting role are second-year player Jalen Tuimoloau and veteran free agent signee Arden Key. This training camp battle is central to the team's defensive strategy, as the coaching staff looks to solidify the starting front. The Colts are clearly counting on high-level production from the edge to elevate their defensive pressure, and the choice between the developing potential of Jalen Tuimoloau and the established veteran experience of Arden Key will define the unit's identity. As the team gears up for the regular season, fans are watching closely to see who will step up to secure this high-stakes job. For the Shoe, the expectation is that this competition will bring out the best in both players as they fight to earn their place in the starting lineup. The defensive coordinator and the rest of the staff are keeping a sharp eye on how each player handles the transition into the full contact portion of camp, where physical battles in the trenches will finally settle the debate. The organization is committed to fielding the most effective duo possible to complement Laiatu Latu's presence on the opposite side of the line, and this specific position group will undoubtedly be the focal point of every practice session held throughout the upcoming training camp. The battle for the starting job opposite Laiatu Latu represents a clash of philosophies between grooming internal talent and leveraging proven veteran consistency. Arden Key brings a wealth of experience into this role, having started 46 games over his 8-year professional career. Throughout his time in the league, he has accumulated 30.5 sacks, 39 tackles for loss, and 96 quarterback hits, proving himself to be a reliable disruptor. After signing a 2-year, $16 million contract with Indianapolis, the veteran is looking to build on his late career emergence, which included 33 starts over the last 3 seasons with the Tennessee Titans. Why does this matter right now for the team? This decision is vital because it determines the early down stability of the entire front seven. Arden Key provides the team with a known commodity who offers early down consistency and enough pass rushing proficiency that the defensive staff doesn't have to worry when shifting into hurry-up or passing scenarios. While he may have never reached double-digit sacks in a single season, his output has been incredibly steady. He has consistently fluctuated between 4.0 and 6.5 sacks in each of the last 5 years. By filling the void left by Kwity Paye with a player of his caliber, the team is prioritizing a veteran presence that can handle the rigors of a full game. This transition isn't just about replacing a roster spot, it is about ensuring that the defensive scheme functions at a high level during the most critical moments of the game. For the Colts, having someone with the professional background of Arden Key provides a safeguard, allowing the coaching staff to manage the workload of their younger pass rushers without sacrificing any defensive intensity or tactical versatility on the field. Defensive coordinator Lou Anarumo, now entering his second year with the Colts, has been vocal about his excitement regarding the new-look defensive group. During veteran minicamp, he highlighted the specific attributes that make Arden Key such an intriguing candidate for the starting role. Anarumo noted that the familiarity between the veteran and Colts linebackers coach James Betcher, who worked together during their 2021 season with the San Francisco 49ers, has been an asset. That year, Arden Key recorded a career-high 6.5 sacks, and the coaching staff is eager to see if that production can be mirrored in Indianapolis. Anarumo stated that they have always looked for players with a proven knack for getting to the quarterback, and the veteran's professional history fits that criteria perfectly. While the familiarity is a positive, the staff is careful not to rely on it blindly. The team still maintains high hopes for Jalen Tuimoloau, who is entering his second season and is eager to prove he can handle a full-time starter's workload. The competition between the two is genuine, And Anarumo has expressed that Arden Key has shown he can assist the team in many different ways throughout the spring. The specific early down role requires a high level of discipline and execution, and the coach has noted that the veteran's performance during these off-season drills has been encouraging. Every snap in training camp will serve as an evaluation of whether the newcomer can effectively anchor the edge. With the defensive coordinator closely monitoring the progress, the focus remains on finding the most reliable starter to support the overall defensive vision for the upcoming season without compromising the development of younger contributors in the defensive rotation. The contrast between Jalen Tuimoloau and Arden Key defines the complexity of the team's upcoming training camp. While the veteran holds the early down advantage, Jalen Tuimoloau is poised to make a significant leap in his second year. The organization has invested in the idea that internal development will be a driving force for the defense, and the second-year pass rusher is expected to challenge for significant playing time. Even if he does not secure the primary starting job, his role as a rotational specialist on pass rushing downs is expected to be substantial. The dynamic here is nuanced. The coaches are not simply choosing between one or the other. They are looking to build a cohesive unit where each player's specific skill set is utilized to its maximum potential. Arden Key brings a resume of consistency, whereas Jalen Tuimoloau represents the raw athleticism and upside that can change the complexion of a defensive front if he maximizes his potential. The staff will likely utilize this camp to determine the exact distribution of snaps between them. Given the high stakes of the 2026 season, the Colts need their defensive ends to be ready from week 1. The intensity of training camp, especially when the pads come on in late July, will finally allow the coaching staff to evaluate who is best prepared for the physicality of the regular season. This is the most anticipated positional battle because it directly impacts how the rest of the defense will align. Whether it is the veteran presence of Arden Key or the rising momentum of Jalen Tuimoloau, the result will dictate how this team pressures opposing quarterbacks for the remainder of the year. Ultimately, the battle for the starting defensive end position marks a critical period for the Colts. The decision-making process is rooted in factual performance and direct observation during training camp rather than mere projections. Arden Key has established himself as a player who can fill the early down gap left by the previous rotation, while Jalen Tuimoloau remains a high-potential asset that the organization is eager to deploy in pressure situations. As the team moves through the final stages of the preseason preparation, all eyes will be on how these two players interact with the rest of the defensive line. The goal remains consistent: to maximize the efficacy of a unit centered around Laiatu Latu. Every repetition in the coming weeks will serve as a building block for the final defensive depth chart. The coaching staff is balancing the need for veteran stability with the desire for the next step in their younger players' careers. By the time the final roster is decided, the team expects to have a definitive answer that bolsters their pass rushing efficiency. For the fans, this represents a period of significant change and high expectation as they look forward to seeing how the new defensive front performs under game conditions. As the schedule advances toward the season opener, the importance of this specific training camp struggle cannot be overstated. It is a defining component of the team's current defensive blueprint, reflecting a strategic approach to managing both experience and development on the edge. The final decision will come down to who proves they can consistently execute under the pressure of professional competition, setting the stage for what is expected to be a competitive year for the entire defensive unit as they aim to establish their dominance on the field.